Hello, so my name is Gurnur Singh, and this is my video demonstration for M1T1P task of SIT315. And so what I will do is explain the overall code that I use for the task and then how the system works. So the task required me to build a system such that there's a use of one sensor, which is the motion sensor here, and one actuator, which is the LED used here. And first of all, actually, I'll just go through the code. So we can see here that uh, we have declared two constant integers here. First one is sensor pin, and that refers to basically the pin, the digital output pin here on the motion sensor. And it's basically connected to the digital output pin D2 here. And the signal, uh, output signal basically is sent from the sensor into the digital pin 2 here. And the other one, integer like LED pin is equal to 13. So this basically refers to the digital pin here, and basically the LED node is connected into this pin via a 220 ohm resistor to avoid any kind of damage to the LED. And so yeah, basically the signal from sensor goes into the digital pin 2 and then further goes to LED via the resistor. And as you guys can see, that LED cathode here is connected into the ground pin on Arduino board. And same goes for the power, sorry, for the ground pin of the sensor. That's connected to the ground pin as well. And the power pin is connected to the 5-volt pin on the digital board from the sensor. And yeah, so basically in the code, what happens is that we have a void setup function here, and it basically sets up the input and output that, as you guys can see here, that the sensor pin is basically the input from the sensor into the Arduino, and then pin output is the LED pin, which basically refers to the signal that will go from the sensor to Arduino and then Arduino to LED. And further, afterwards, we have the while loop, which would run continuously, and in sensor value is going to over here, as you guys can see, that what's going to happen is that if the sensor value is high, which means that if the sensor is in motion, then what's going to happen is that the serial print is going to be motion detected and the digital LED would light up. And if that's not the case, then LED pin will be set to low and the serial print will be no motion, which means that there's no motion in the sensor. And apart from that, there's a delay of about like 250 milliseconds. Yeah. And that's because as the sensor is pretty sensitive, we have to get some delay in just to avoid any kind of false readings in the monitor. And yeah, so that's the code. And what I will just do now is run this thing. We'll go on start simulation, initializing. And yeah. So in here, if I create any kind of motion on my motion sensor, you guys can see that the LED lights up. But when I stop any kind of motion, the LED light just turns off. So yeah, that's how it works. And if we check a serial monitor as well, just a sec, I'll just the serial monitor. Yeah. So here it says no motion since there's no motion in the sensor. But when I start moving the motion sensor, the LED pin lights up and the serial monitor displays motion detected. And as soon as I stop, displays no motion. And so yeah, this is how my overall submission for task T1 M1P works. And since I used one sensor and one actuator, and there's no interrupt being used, I'm sort of submitting for the 1 star, but I will actually make more submissions for the more quality points for this task as well. So yeah, thank you.